Yoruba, Ashanti, Igbo, Akan, Oroma, Fanti, Ido, Bakan, Orobo. This much we know, but Europe was lurking to abscond with our heroes. And with the precious bonding, we became Negro at the dawn of an era of unconscious evil. A beautiful people to finally behold, torn asunder, thrown into dungeons and sheepfolds. This long road to march out is stolen by oligarchs. We thought our souls were lost, stolen boats going oceans apart. Courage will well up inside of our swollen hearts. Our weary cries fill the skies, going up to God. Whipped and chained, sold on auction blocks. Toiling long days, growing old cotton crop. Women raped, children doomed to this awful lot. At night we cried, my God, won't it stop? But we survived the capture, strolled the long march, lived through the middle passage, could grow that old crop. We survived, made it through all of the racist schemes, and for their bravery, we came up from slavery. We're alive cause they survived through all of the racist schemes, and for their bravery, we came up from slavery. We're alive cause they survived through all of the racist schemes, and for their bravery, we came up from slavery.
To me, Juneteenth means freedom and liberty. And I'm really happy to celebrate Juneteenth because it's celebrating how my ancestors got out of slavery and how they got out of bondage. That's why I enjoy celebrating Juneteenth.
Welcome, Tribers. Happy Juneteenth. For those who may be wondering why we have such a festive celebration on this time of the year, we celebrate this day because this is the day that our people learned that they were free. We were Ga, Yoruba, Ashanti, Igbo, Akan, Oroma, Fanti, Ido. We were people with rich heritage, proud traditions. We were people who knew our history, who knew our worth, who knew our dignity. And we were robbed of that, stripped of that, stolen from our land and taken across the Atlantic Ocean to the Western world and made to be property. These people, these proud people, were made to be something beneath even the animals, forced to work tirelessly and subject their bodies to the most cruel and barbaric indignities, this arduous labor that seemingly knew no end. And for 2.5 centuries, our people in the United States were property to be bought, to be sold, to be handled in any way their masters saw fit. And this country fought a bloody war over the plight of these Africans. The Confederacy fought to preserve and expand the institution of slavery, and that's what they said from the outset. 9 of the 11 states that seceded from the Union had slavery in their charters. Alexander Stephens, who was the vice president of the Confederacy, said that the white man is the pinnacle of God's creation, and he had a God-given right to own people and to establish God's order in the world. The Confederacy fought to maintain this legacy. And in the middle of this war, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. And he told all who were within the Confederacy, the United States is declaring you free. And if you choose to fight, please join the Union cause. But if you don't, live peaceably where you are. And this country roiled on through war for another 2 years. And finally, in April of 1865, this war came to an end. The Confederacy surrendered. And with that came the security of this proclamation. Now it had been sealed. But the problem is that not everyone had heard the news. Not everyone had heard about the Emancipation Proclamation. And everyone knew about the finality of the Civil War. But on June 19th, 1865, the last of these enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, were told that they are free. And it was the answer to generations of prayer, generations of resilience and perseverance. It was seen as Jubilee, the moment in the Bible where the captives are set free and the land is renewed and debts are canceled. They called this time Jubilee, and they rejoiced greatly because now not only were they free, but they knew that they were free. And from there, the descendants of these people began celebrating this momentous occasion every year. The first Juneteenth celebration was actually June 19th, 1866, and a collection of these people in Galveston, Texas, they celebrated what it meant to know that you are free. And they read the Emancipation Proclamation, which was a radical thing to do in 1866. And from the time there since, people of African descent, the descendants of these people who were made to be property, they have begun to celebrate this occasion of what it means to know that you are free, to be able to move about and to live in the fullness of your personhood, to have the dignity of your humanity recognized, to be who you were destined to be. It is a grand celebration. And so Juneteenth celebrations across the diaspora, but particularly in the United States, have taken on this great joy, this reminder of what it means. And so you will see celebrations of Black culture. You will see celebrations of joy and liberty that are proclaimed throughout all of this time, because for so long we knew nothing else. And now we know what it means to be free. But Tribers, what is so exciting about this particular moment in 2020 is not only are we celebrating our ancestors knowing what it means to be free, but we're doing it across the diaspora. Many of you who are on the continent do not descend from people who know what it meant to be property, who were stolen from you. But you are joining in a celebration of your kinsmen from across the ocean and saying, we celebrate you knowing that you are free. And in so doing, we are reconnecting with our homeland. We are reconnecting with who we are, and we're joining in the celebration together and saying that we are free. In 2020, what does that look like? Right now, there are protests roiling across the United States as people are declaring that we cannot go back to the way that we were doing before. Because even though we were declared to be free in 1865 with the 13th Amendment, and even though the Emancipation Proclamation came 2 years prior to that, our people have not had the fullness of their existence honored in the United States. We still live in the shadow of chattel slavery. We still live in the shadow of its progeny, Jim Crow. And as J. Cole said when he honored Michael Brown, when he performed with David Letterman, all we want to do is take the chains off. All we want to do is be free. And that's what people are demanding right now. We are demanding that the police can no longer murder us and leave us in the street like animals. We are demanding the idea that we can access education and educate our children and allow them to learn. We are demanding that we will be free, and we will be free together. We will eradicate state-sanctioned violence. We will eradicate the prison industrial complex. We will eradicate the faulty educational system. We will eradicate rape culture. We will live free, and we will live freely together. Across the ocean, we will celebrate together because we are free. Happy Juneteenth.